Welcome back to Houston Life. Grab the winter coats and maybe some gloves because temperatures are going to drop big time.
They're going down with nearly freezing temps. We have to talk about the 4 Ps, right? Pets, people, plants, pipes. We talked about pipes yesterday. So today we're going to learn how to prepare our fruit trees with Urban Harvest. So today Carol Burton is here to teach us how. Carol, welcome to Houston Life. And this is something, that really maybe should be at the forefront of what you're doing right this weekend. We have all these activities, but it's really important to protect our plants.
Definitely, and we're so fortunate that we have the whole weekend to prepare before we get the deep freeze starting Monday evening.
Okay, so you do have the weekend, and a lot of people, I know people are running to the hardware store right now. A lot of things are selling out. You have a few items that include things that we might be able to find around the house.
Definitely, and so the smaller landscape nurseries will possibly still have a frost cloth. So this is specially engineered protection for your plants, frost cloth, which is right here. And if you don't have that, just go to your pantry or cabinets. This is a tablecloth I pulled out of the cabinet. You can use blankets, sheets, tarp, whatever you can find to help cover your plants.
Is the key, though, sorry to jump in, Tessa,
here,
that it has to be fabric? Like, what if someone has like a plastic tablecloth or a vinyl tablecloth? Breathability is really critical here, right?
You're absolutely right, because our plants are living beings and they need to be able to breathe. So the first layer of protection, it's very important to have cloth right next to your plant. You can put the plastic over the cloth, then you have double insulation.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but just the plastic, you're basically suffocating your plant if you're doing it with just plastic, which I didn't know. I thought, okay, a tarp, that seems really like insulating. But that would be doing it wrong.
Right. You want the cloth first. That's very important.
Okay.
And then your tarp, and then your plastic. Your plastic is last.
Okay.
And then also you can drive around and just look for bags of leaves, pine mulch. This is a free and available resource right now sitting on our curb, and you want to bank your trees and really cover the trunk because that will insulate it and give it protection.
Oh, wow. Okay, so just like my home, the Airbnb has leaves around it. So when I collect those, would those dry leaves just covering the base of a tree would help?
Exactly. That is going to help. And another prep for gardeners, for homeowners, is to water everything in, because thermodynamics at night, when the temperatures start to drop, the earth will start to release the heat. And so if you have a gallon jug or a bucket of water that you can put right next to your tropical tree that you don't want to freeze, and then you bank it with the leaves, then you cover it and wrap it, then as that bucket starts to freeze, the thermodynamics is going to have the water release heat and drop the temperature inside your protected plant just a few more degrees.
What?
Wow.
Hold on, I just want to be sure I'm understanding this.
Yes.
Yeah, clarify it.
So you water the plants to ensure that they have a nice water, which a lot of people would think, well, we don't want to do that.
Counterintuitive, right?
You do want to water, but then you're actually going to leave a jug of water next to your tree?
A jug of water, a bucket of water, a 5-gallon bucket of water right next to your tropical tree that you do not want to freeze, or inside the garden bed.
Wow.
Carol,
today years old.
That is
today years old when we learned that was the thing. Oh my gosh. Okay,
what
so
about
the law of thermodynamics. You weren't thinking about
thermodynamics. I should have paid attention. Is there sort of like a magic number of hours, or like the bad number of hours, that we really are in the danger zone when it comes to freezing? Because we have the forecast, right? Our team is working really hard to forecast what those temps will be. But if the freeze is 2 hours or 3 hours, do we really need to worry?
Okay, so a 2-hour freeze is called a light freeze. We are forecasted to have up to 36 hours of 26-degree weather. That is considered a very hard freeze.
Yes.
And so this is a deciduous tree. It is already protected for winter, but since it's a new tree and it's a young tree, I want to give it extra protection so that this little guy doesn't freeze, because it's going to be such a hard freeze that this whole trunk will freeze. So I want to protect my young trees that I just planted.
Baby trees
in addition
more
to tropical trees. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The smaller the plant, the more vulnerable.
Right, and I kind of want to go back to what you're covering it with, because I don't have these lying around, but Goodwill and like that's a really good place to start, right?
Exactly.
To get some of these
and also,
more
I'm
affordable.
sure, Tessa, you have bed sheets.
I do.
Possibly extra ones.
Oh yeah.
So a bed sheet will do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Also, Urban Harvest, can we just give a shout out to your great work in the community, because you really are enriching our community. You're teaching residents here, you're teaching young people about the importance of gardening, about the importance of green space. That's why we have some fresh produce here on the set today. Was it really 1994 when it first started?
Yes, Urban Harvest started in 1994, and this is 2024 is our 30th anniversary.
Wow,
Incredible.
that is incredible. Okay, so I don't have any fruit trees. Okay, spoiler alert, you guys probably thought I had a lot, but I don't. I did just put some flower beds, some little flower pots out on my balcony. Can this method of covering them still work? Should I just bring those in? What do you suggest for that?
So you said a key word. You said flower pots on your balcony.
Yeah.
This deep freeze, we want to bring all of our potted plants inside. You want to put them in the garage. You want to put them in your dining room, in your kitchen, in your living room, because normally in a light freeze, we'd say cluster them, the 3 C's, and cover them. But in this case, the whole pot is going to freeze with 3 days of freezing temperatures, or 36 hours. We want to bring them inside.
Okay.
And then they will be protected.
Okay, so we know what to do with that. What about people that have flower beds that are actually embedded? They are, you know, they can't bring them inside.
Yes. Okay, so just like the tree, we're going to tent it. For your flower bed, you want to cover the whole thing.
Okay.
And then way down, tent your covering. So that way you'll have the thermal dynamic action inside of the ground releasing heat.
Okay.
And it will be completely covered.
And weighing it down is very important too, because if y'all have been outside today, the wind is really, really wild right now. Hey, our producer was asking, a lot of people on social media, they're putting string lights. It was sort of like holiday lights that you would plug into the Christmas tree.
lights.
They're putting them down on the ground and then covering their
Yes.
vegetation. Is that truly an effective method?
It is, because the lights will release heat. It is a good method. It's just that if we lose power, and then you would lose, you know, power to your little setup. So for very tropical trees, because I did consider doing that for all of my potted plants and all of my tropicals.
Right.
But if I lose power, then I won't have any heat going to that area. So we're going to actually bring all of ours inside. And if you do want to save that tree and you have the Christmas lights that are still up, and string your tree, then wrap it, that's a good solution. It's just do not wrap your tree like a popsicle. You want to tent it, and then it will contain all of that heat.
Make sure that fabric goes all the way to the ground.
Yes.
Carol Burton, thank you so much. Are y'all doing the fruit tree sale later this spring?
Okay, so due to the challenges and the demand of getting fruit trees, we are not doing the fruit tree sale. We are partnered with Trees for Houston to do a fruit tree distribution for our community gardens.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
We love that.
You do.
Love our
Such
community
great
gardens.
work,
More
Carol
green
Burton,
in
once again.
Houston, more.
Thanks again. Thanks again.
Thanks,
And
Carol.
y'all cover those plants. Very, very important. Don't forget, tomorrow's weather is going to be perfect to start preparing. And if in the meantime you would like to connect with Urban Harvest, you can check the scene on Houston Life section of our website, houstonlife.tv.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks again, Carol.
Sure.